Everybody, happy Friday, Aron. Thanks for joining from Iowa.
Man,
We
Iowa.
are, yeah, Amana. Is that how you pronounce it? I think I keep saying Amana, but it's Amana, Iowa.
It's Amana. Yep.
Amana, Iowa. And I read some of the history about that place. It's pretty cool. It used to be a communal German settlement that was communal up until like 1930 or something like that.
Exactly. What they originally had done is they were in New York, and then population got too big and too many outside influences, so they came to Iowa and bought up 200,000 acres. Uh-oh, I can hear myself talking again.
You're good on this.
Pause that one. Pause that one. Sorry about that. So they had a communal, and they came out here and bought 200,000 acres. 26,000 acres.
It was pietist.
Man, you just keep getting your numbers wrong, Aron.
No matter what I say, it's wrong. I'm going to get that look no matter what I do.
Yeah, if she doesn't want to be on camera, she can't correct you like that.
Well, I could move the camera over there and she'll just go, no, stop that thing off me. So we won't even try that. To get her to do a live stream with me would be like pulling too many teeth.
Yeah, I hear you.
But anyway, they moved here. They bought up a bunch of land, and then they started the communal thing. So if you worked in the community, they provided you with a house and food, and you had to work a certain amount of hours. And then they gave you credits that you could use in the general store so that you could buy other things. And in the communal stores, they had things from around the world that you could purchase that would enhance your life. It was the kind of thing that they did. And they did this forever. It has a wood mill. They had a wood mill, a woolen mill. They had a brick house, all the maintenance stuff. I mean, they go into the history of how people at the bakeries would drive in there. They get up at early in the morning, make the bread for the day, and take that out to the communal kitchens via horse and buggy. So I always thought that was kind of interesting. We're slowly getting into the full history of this place. So it's definitely one of those places you need to come see and kind of absorb. There's got many restaurants here that serve all variety of German-related foods. We've been to a couple of them since the quarantine's been lifted in Iowa. We actually had a sit-down meal like 3 weeks ago. And that's
Nice.
the first time in 3 months.
Yeah, so we're talking about, this is going to be the lunch and learn. We're just kind of talking about where Aron's at because we're going to do a little informal meetup in August up there. We're going to be up there for about 9 days. We're going to do an informal meetup the second weekend. KNR destination is going to come up. We're going to do a little bit of motorcycle riding and explore the town. There's a dog show that weekend from, I think, Friday through Monday. So if you're into dogs, there'll be a dog show going on pretty much right there at this event center, I believe, and throughout the town of Amana. There's also that Saturday that we're there. There's a Wurst Fest with bratwurst or liverwurst and that type of stuff. Don't know that much about it, but I saw it on the events calendar. So we'll probably check out all that stuff. We're just in the planning stages. But if you're interested, check out the RV park in Amana, Iowa. It's the RV and event center there. That's where Aron is work camping. And if you have any questions, you can contact either Aron or myself, and we'll help you out. It's in Amana, Iowa. How would you describe that? Forever Best Friends asking where it's at, Aron. Is it like northern or central? It's like central, isn't it? Central Iowa.
I didn't catch any of that. My internet's acting wonky.
I think it's central eastern Iowa.
Yeah, we're in central Iowa, just outside of Iowa City. It's only like 15, 20 minutes away.
Hello, Bob's Adventure. Hello, Christina, my niece, Christina Partney Reinhardt. We're just going to do some channel reviews here. If there's anybody that's in here that wants us to, when I say us, it's mostly going to be Aron. We can pull up your channel and do a review of your channel, give you some tips, tricks, feedback, talk about what you're doing on your channel, and maybe some suggestions from Aron. That's what we're going to start with today, or what we're going to do throughout today. We'll also take any questions around YouTube channels or anything social media related, or if you have a question about RV, do it yourself, or travel technology like Wi-Fi. We'll try to address any of the questions that you guys have. So feel free to ask those in the chat, and we will go from there. So Aron, I guess the first thing, what comes into play when you do a channel review? I've never done one myself. I know you looked at mine a little bit before, but what do you look at when you do a channel review?
Basically, what a channel review is, I'm just going to go ahead. First off, I'm not trying to attack anybody personally. It is just a review of your channel. I'm trying to help you to become more viewable within the YouTube. And I don't mean any personal attack by it. It's just some suggestions for how to make your YouTube channel a little more viewable and easier for people to subscribe and like and that type of thing. So please don't take anything I say as a personal attack. Recently, I went over 9,000 subscribers. So hopefully I have a little bit of insight that I can help you grow your YouTube channel. And that's basically what we're going to be doing today. Some of the tips and things that you can do really easy to help get your YouTube channel to perform better.
Awesome. I'm trying to find. Bob says smack his channel, so I think that means he wants us to go smack him around a little bit with his channel. I'm trying to find his channel here. I know I've got it. It's not coming up on a search, I think, because of the unique spelling.
Castle Hives is in the house. I can't find my picture.
That's odd. I'm not finding the channel. I know I've got. Let me look at my subscriptions, because I know I'm connected to them. But on a search, it's not coming up. And once I find his channel, I will share it up there, and we'll get started with reviewing Bob's channel.
Let's see if that's any better.
Interesting. Let's see if I can find it this way. There we go. Bob's Adventure. Sorry, guys. I thought that would be easier to find his channel on. I found it on my other computer, but getting it on, I've got two computers going here. The other one I use, it came right up, but this one, it's not coming up.
Hi, James.
Well, that's something we can talk about, I guess, while I'm struggling here to find it, because I know with our channel, we have a problem with our search because we have the and symbol in our search. So that throws off people when they search for my channel, but I've never had this much problem searching for a channel that just has a unique spelling. But for some reason, on one of my computers, when I'm searching, I am not finding your channel at all. There we go. It's replacing the search with Bob's Adventure instead. There we go. I've fixed it. Just had to redo the search. It was trying to correct me like I did a spell check every time. Okay, so let me share the screen here, Aron, and we'll get started. All right, screen sharing should come up. And you can take it away. Where do you want to start here on his channel?
You might as well just go to a full screen. That'd probably be the easiest
Okay.
with just the
Be easy
channel
to see.
itself.
Yep, you got it.
So Bob's Adventures. So is it RV related, or is it just a travel video, or that's the type of thing that should be at the top of the header there would probably be a good start.
I think the play on van, he's doing a van build.
Oh, Ventures. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I would almost break that out and do Bob's Van Adventures and make it simple. Okay, then you know at a glance without having to get told that's what it's all about. Would be one of my first suggestions. And then I love the animated icons that everybody's been using, but I can hardly read what that says. And I think you'd be better off with a picture of yourself.
You know, that's
another
good
suggestions.
I'm not a channel reviewer, but I do have a feedback on that. Is it does help you in one way. It helps me identify people that I know are kind of in the Blue Wave community or people that are in the Toonstead community, because that's how they connected, and Toonstead did that drawing most likely. So you can recognize all of those icons to kind of be in that community, but there's so many that are starting to look alike, and there's so many of them that are out there. I don't think it gives you that unique perspective on your channel. So I agree. You might be something you want to do is think about having a unique logo or a picture of yourself there.
Exactly. You want the viewer to feel personally connected with you, not your cartoon. And then you've got all the Pinterest and Facebook and email and all that other stuff in there. It's distracting.
So let me ask a question about going back to the name. Are you suggesting a channel name change, or just a graphic up here that
just the graphic change? Because it's Bob's Adventures. We get that. But what type of adventures? Is it travel adventures? Is it RV adventures? Until you told me the little thing about the van, I would have never guessed that. And it should pop out that it's Bob's Van Adventures.
I see what you're saying. So maybe either changing this graphic, because you can see the channel name here, or adding some text on the sides that might give a little bit more information about what the channel's focused on.
Exactly. Or if it was a picture of the van itself, that would help to explain a little more into what his channel is about. I get it. Yeah, I get the idea. You and the cake, Drew. Anyway, it doesn't tell me what it is. I mean, it looks like a grill, but I can't really tell if that's a grill or if it's, I don't know. I'm just making suggestions. The other thing that I'd like to comment about is your links that you have at the top. YouTube wants you to stay on YouTube. So every time you throw up a link, it throws it off of YouTube. The more that you can get people to engage in your videos and stay on the platform, the better off you're going to be. So I wouldn't add the Facebook stuff up there. I wouldn't add the Pinterest. I wouldn't add your PayPal account. All I would have is the subscribe button up there. And like I said, that's the reasoning behind it, because they want you to stay on the platform. If somebody goes to your Facebook page and then goes off to other Facebook stuff, you're not getting any revenue from that. You're not getting any revenue from Pinterest. They might press the PayPal button if they really like your stuff and want to donate to you. But I necessarily wouldn't put that up there if that's what your channel descriptions are for, or your about page. So that being said, let's go over to his about page real quick. And this should be a basic synopsis of or your mission statement of what you want to do with your YouTube channel. So this should be like, what are you going to be making with your videos? Are you going to be making all van conversion videos? Are you going to talk about your travels? Are you going to do reviews and stuff that go into the van life? That should all be detailed in that description box. So you're selling yourself with your vision statement. And then down here at the bottom where your links are all at, those are where you want to put all your links to your Facebook account, your your Instagram, your all that other fun stuff that goes along with it. That way they can find it. And I've heard other people say, well, I never go to the About page. I said, that's a lot of people don't. I do, because I want to know what you're all about before I hit that subscribe button. And if you can tell me in a brief paragraph or two exactly what your channel is about, that helps to sell yourself. Does that make any sense?
It does.
So that's why I think it's very important that you update that description so that it reflects what your channel is all about. Gotcha. Okay, Bob. So now let's move over to the videos tab. The one thing I don't see is any branding. So that's where I would recommend that your logo is your branding. The colors that you use, the font that you use, the phrases that you use, sometimes the art around the thumbnail itself is your branding. So you want to keep it consistently the same so that people know that it's you. Because if I look at the second video you have up there, Happy 1 Year of Bob's Adventures, I wouldn't know that was you. Or I might, but it looks like your logo is completely covered up by the timestamp on the second video. So I wouldn't even, if I can't see it right off the bat, I don't know it's you. I don't know what, if it's your content or, and then the other thing that helps to sell the thumbnails is a picture of you. You're doing that, but I don't see any logos, anything that makes it pop out that that's actually you. Because one time you got a really clean haircut, the next time you got a ball cap on, the next time it's all over the place. So that would be another suggestion. If time tweak and smack my channel. Okay.
Yeah, we got three others lined up. Once we get through Bob's here, we've got James Cat and Knees, the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla, and Castle Hives all interested.
Okay, so that would be my suggestion for you there, Bob. If you need some help with some artwork, just hit me up. My email address is, I'll go ahead and put that in the chat here, threetailsrv@gmail.com. Just send me an email. We can talk about what you're trying to do. If you have questions about the description, and that goes for anybody in the chat. If you have issues or things that you're not too sure about, then go ahead and send me an email, and we can help you out with some of that stuff. But those would be my recommendations. And can you do me a favor and sort by the his most viewed? Most popular. There you go.
Yeah, and I have a question also, Aron, I would like your perspective on is the organizing. You can go in here and organize different sections. So you put different videos, different playlists, or different videos that are maybe in a theme, especially if your channel's got multiple themes like ours does. We've got a motorcycle playlist that we put in there section. We've got a dog focused playlist. Do you recommend that as well for somebody, or just all the uploads being on this page?
So why don't you go back to the two faces, and then on the so you and I are talking to each other, then we can elaborate on that.
Okay.
Real quick.
Back to the two okay, gotcha. Right.
Yeah, where you and I are talking to each other. There we go. So what you're talking about is playlists. Playlists are very important. Drew's talked about this many times. I hit on it, but he is like the master of playlists. So playlist should be about a specific topic. So if it's a Harley Davidson, you have a playlist that's all of your Harley Davidson. You should have a playlist that says all. That way, when you add a video, it automatically goes into that playlist so that if you need watch time, you can go in there and hit your all playlist and it'll play every video that you have so you can get more watch times. It also, you can add descriptions within your playlist. So that if somebody's looking for RV camping with Harleys, boom, it'll go straight to that playlist of yours, and that that way they can watch in concession are in sequence all of your videos within that playlist.
Excellent.
So if you want to switch back, we can go into his playlist and see what he's got there.
Sure. Hi, Brian, B&D Crafts. We're doing channel reviews. So we're going through a few people that are reviewing their channel, giving some pointers. So let me go back to Bob's here, and let's go to playlists.
And this is what I'm talking about. You have motivational speaker. Personally, I don't like to have my most popular, the webs or the videos that I like as one of the in my playlist. And the reason being is because it's pulling people away from watching my content. So I usually get rid of that. Music on Mondays. See, all of this is pulling your people away from watching your content with a created playlist. And then you got fan videos,
you
you got
can do that in the
challenge
settings, right, Aaron? You can change where basically my favorites are not exposed to anyone else.
Yes, you can do that inside the settings. I would take both of those off and do nothing but the van videos. Well, what part of the van? The interior videos, the exterior videos, your bed build. I mean, you can break it down into each section so that it's easier for people to go and watch that specific content. And you got one for challenges, you got one for singing, thoughts and inspiration, but you want to keep it as van related as possible. I mean, equipment and reviews is that reviews of stuff that you've put into your van, and then you've got games. So I would keep it as tightly within your niche as possible so that people can go back and get engaged in your watching your videos.
Anything else on Bob's before we move on to James Catnese? And Bob, if you have any specific questions, go ahead and ask those in chat as well.
Yeah, let me know if that's helpful for you, or if I'm being too critical, or if you want me to go into more detailed information. That kind of helps me out to get some feedback from everybody.
All right, while we're waiting for his comments, I will go ahead and switch over here to James Catnese, and we'll take a look at his channel.
And while he's loading that up, if anybody has any questions, now would be a great time to go ahead and put those out between the reviews.
Bob
Thank you,
says he
Gypsy.
catches the gift.
All right, here we go, James. And I'm going to probably start this the same way that I did with the last one. I'm not a big fan of the animated art. I know it lets everybody know that you're the RV community, but all that shows me right there, James, is that you have a thumbs up and you're on YouTube. It doesn't specifically say what your content is about and wants me to draw in. It also looks like a picture that you took on your camera of your screen. And again, if you want some help with that, just send me an email. And if I've got time with all of my other stuff that's going on, because I am a work camper here in Amana, so I will try and help you out and get back to you with some helpful hints with that. So
yeah, on that point, so I think branding is important. And right now, of course, he's using both the same thing. And I think it's important to use the same brand, but I think only when it's on a separate page. So I wouldn't use the same logo or the same brand in your little logo icon that I would on your banner, unless I just put it up in the corner. But there's really no need here, because you can see that one, it's fairly front and center, the logo banner there, or not the banner, but the logo next to the name. There's a lot of real estate in the banner that's being wasted that you could share some information about your channel.
Exactly. What I recommend is that with your avatar, you put your picture of yourself, because you are your brand. Every time you get in front of a camera, you're representing yourself. You're selling yourself. You're selling the product. You're selling the information that you are using. So if people can't relate to a picture of you, then it's going to be hard for you to sell yourself and your brand. And like Papa Drew just said, your brand should tell a story about what your channel is all about. I should be able to look at and in 5 seconds know exactly what your channel is about.
Well, all of us aren't as good looking as you, Aron. So we might have to resort to a logo or cartoon, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm not photogenic either. You can ask my wife. She don't like the camera, period. So we'll just leave it at that.
Now,
That
Papa
would
Drew's
be
had
my
some
suggestion.
feedback here about the banner as well. Papa Drew's got a nice channel as well. He does very good branding over there. And there's a few people that have said if we have time, if we don't get to you today, we'll just do this again on our next one. We don't have that scheduled yet. It may be next week or the week after, but we'll keep doing this if it's helpful to people and answers questions. And if we have a topic we want to cover, we'll just weave it in as well. But if you all are enjoying this, I've got a list of about 8 channels here. We'll continue on with James now, but I don't think we'll get to everybody today.
If not, you can add those to the list. Send Papa Drew a email. We're doing this again on Sunday night. So
there you go.
If we don't get to you, then like I said, either send me an email or send Papa Drew something, and we'll try and add you to the list. So let's go over to the About page again for
James. There we go.
Well, hello, Runaway RV Nesters. Glad to have you here. It's hard for me to moderate and do this. So,
yes.
Yes. Yeah, you need to expand a little bit more. Oh, thanks for being a veteran. I'm a veteran myself. I do appreciate your service. Semi-retired. Sounds like, James, you and I are on almost the same path here. But I would expand a lot more about what your channel's about. If the handicap portion is a part of it, then make sure you put that in there. Disabled veterans, expand a little bit more about what your channel is specifically about. Like I said with the last video, that seems to be a common theme. You want to sell your channel. Plus, if you've got Facebooks and all that other stuff, it'd be a great place to put that. And I have had other businesses contact me via the About page and the email address for doing some videos for them. Oh, I know you're there, Amy, and I do appreciate it, but I'm trying to look at this and do that, and it gets a little confusing. But
I got the chat while you're doing that. If you want to pay attention to it, because this is mostly you doing the reviews, so I'll pay attention to the room in the chat.
Okay, so I would expand a lot more, and like I said, it's all about what your vision for your channel is about. So that needs to be combined with what you've got in your banner, and then your logo also. So make that easy. We can go back over to videos.
Lots of food videos. He was making me hungry yesterday when I was watching some of his videos.
And then you need to work on the titles of your videos, because I don't know what MOV 01483 is.
Looks
What
like the
is
name
that?
of the file. Looks like the name of the file.
Yeah, but it looks. You need to expand on that when you upload your stuff. You go back in and you can edit it. To me, it looks like a pizza. It looks like a truly Italian style pizza, which is completely different than what they do in America. So that's something I would definitely do. I can see you're letting YouTube pick out your thumbnail. That's a great idea. Papa Drew does the same thing. It lets YouTube make a decision on what it was, but it doesn't tell me what it's about. It doesn't tell me what we're looking at. So that doesn't help to sell your videos. I mean, how many videos do you have? Is that the total?
Let me go check. The picture says 1,000 words, though.
Some people
I don't
say
think he
that.
has many. I think he's only got 9 videos, yeah, because I just watched them all the other day. So, yeah, he's just got 9 videos.
Okay, so this is a perfect time to get started on getting your branding going, and that way you don't have, like I did. I had like 100 plus videos and had to go back and tweak all of my thumbnails. If you're just starting out, this is a perfect time to get into the habit of doing the thumbnails the right way, or a better way. I wouldn't say the right way. My way is not always the best way either. And there's also a big debate about the thumbnails with words and without words. Some people swear that you don't need to have words on them, but other people say that you have to, and that's just a great big debate. But personally, I would add something to that: the best tasting pizza I've ever made, or what's your favorite pizza? Something that is engaging to the viewer, kind of gets them thinking, I wonder what this is, and then click on it.
And James he's been a part of the RV community there for quite a long time. I think the 6 or 7 months that I've been kind of connected with Blue Wave Odyssey, Camper Life, and those guys, he's been involved there. So he just now started making content. So he's been a watcher and more of a viewer and a consumer, and now he's moving into the content stage. So good luck with that, James. And obviously, if you have any questions, you can give us a call or connect with us on these live sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Want to look at playlists now, Aaron? I don't think I doubt he has many playlists with just 9 videos. Yeah, no playlist.
Yeah, he just got the one, but it's a good start. That's a really good start. And I just didn't come up with this overnight either. So this is actually my second channel that I'm working on now.
All right, let me pull up the next channel, which is the Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla.
Vanilla Gorilla.
Yeah.
I like the name.
124 videos and 147 subscribers. They definitely should have more subscribers because I've looked at their content before. And actually, the content's pretty good. I haven't never really looked at their channel. Let me share their channel as far as a review part, because that's Aron's specialty.
Wow. Okay. So I'm looking at the thumbnail at the top. Gypsies and the Vanilla Gorilla. So again, what is your channel about? What's going to make me want to click on this and subscribe?
The beard.
Well, I don't. Okay. I got my little goatee. I'll just do that. And then the Facebook links and all the other stuff on there. Like I said before, YouTube wants you to stay on YouTube. So if you're pushing people away, they're going to go look at your Facebook page and then go on for the next hour looking at other stuff. Same thing with Pinterest. And I personally would not put my PayPal account up there because it looks like you're e-bagging. That's my opinion. I know people need help when they first get started, but I don't know if that's the right way of doing it. I would, like I said, I would put that all about in the about page. That way it's easier to get them to go in another direction. Looks like we're having some issues. I think that guy needs to go into timeout.
I missed it. Oh, yeah, I see it. Yeah. Amy's got it. Amy's got it.
Okay. Thanks, Amy.
Moon Dance RV and Gone to the Dog. It's hard to figure out. Yes, sure. You're absolutely right. You're looking at somebody with Aron, given the reviews, that's got over 10 years experience. And then our Epic RV Adventure, which does a lot of lesson. I won't call them lunch and learns, but that's basically what they are. I think they call it YouTube University or Tech Talk. And there's Papa Drew's and Wayward Wags and our Epic RV Adventures give their opinions as well. So check their channels out.
And it does feel overwhelming, but once you get something locked in and it's starting to work for you, then you're building blocks off of that. And I know that it seems overwhelming, but you can't eat the whole elephant in one shot. You have to take little bites at a time. So the first thing I would work on would be my channel branding, and that's working on your thumbnail or your thumbnails. Figure out what kind of font you want to use, what the message is that you want to put in your banners, and a logo. I keep going back to people want to see a face. They want to get to know you, and when they see a face, they usually can interact a little bit better with you. So that's what I recommend with the logos and that stuff. But channel art, if you need help with that, I'll type it in again. threetailsrv@gmail.com. Just send me an email. Looking for some feedback in the subject line for your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so they say it's about them, and they also sell on eBay. So you want to go look at their about page as well, because I can see it's about you guys here, but I couldn't really pick up the eBay theme from the banner here for sure.
Because I don't see anything about eBay at all. That's a good start. It's a really good start on the description. I don't know if I would put my Patreon account up there because there's a space for the link down at the bottom. You could say, if you want to see my Patreon, if you're interested in becoming a member of our Patreon page, see the link below instead of putting all that in there, because it's right there. And you're limited on how many text blocks that you can put in there, so that you could expand on your other avenues that you're doing and other projects that you're doing, and use up that space a lot better, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think if eBay is kind of a secondary theme, I think it does start out, if this is more about getting to know you, your family, and kind of like our channel started out really for family and friends. So I don't think it's a bad idea to tell about yourself and what your family is. But if eBay is kind of a secondary theme, you can definitely go a little bit deeper to what you're doing there. There's another new channel that's about basically a couple and also their eBay, which supports their traveling, called Traveling Salvation, SELL. You might check that channel out as well, because they're just getting started. But I believe their banner says buy, sell, and travel, something like that. So it's perfectly clear what they're up to. And even their name, Traveling Salvation, kind of lends to that as well.
Thanks for the email, Bob. I'll make sure and get back to you after the live stream.
Where do you want to go now, Aron?
Let's go to the videos. I want to take a look at the thumbnails.
Okay. Videos.
Let's see. Again, the branding's not there. Some of them look a little hard to read. You want to do more of a bold font. That Mad Anthony's in a can. I would get even a closer picture of that. And then make sure you put a logo, because it's confusing. So one video you have one logo, another video it's a different logo. You, like I said before, you want to keep it consistent, using one logo or a picture in the corner, one of the corners. I wouldn't, again, go over the top of the timestamp that's in the corner, because I see you've done that a few times. That's one of the biggest things that YouTubers do. The biggest mistake that they do when they build their thumbnails is they don't remember that lower corner is going to be blocked. Okay, so as Drew has brought up with the thirds, so if you could switch back over so I can do the visual on screen.
To ourselves?
Yes, please.
There you go.
So what Papa Drew is talking about is thirds. So here is the third of the screen, and there's the other third of the screen. So I'm in the center. That's what you want to keep things in. You want to either keep it in one zone or the other zone or in the center zone. And then it also goes into zones going into thirds here. So you got a third that's like this one and another one down here. So your main focus should always be on the center object. You want to keep it as centered as possible. And then you want to put your words on one side. Boy, this is hard to do. And then on the other side. And you want to try to avoid this lower corner right here, because this is where your timestamp is always going to be. This is a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah.
Boom. So this is the corner that you want to avoid, is right in here, because that's where the timestamp's going to be. So if I was doing a video or a thumbnail, I would have a crazy picture of me going, and then have whatever it is that I'm thinking about over on this side, and have myself over in the other third, so you have plenty of room to put your message here. if that makes any sense. But it's called the rule of thumbs. It's the same thing when you're setting up your camera to shoot a video. You want to keep it as centered as possible. Either you're in one zone or another zone, but you don't want to occupy two of them. And there's tons of videos on how to set up the lower or the thirds if you're really interested in that.
Okay, going back to the Gypsy and Vanilla Gorilla channel. I just wanted to give feedback on this. When I first pulled this page up, 3 of them stood out to me. The one that has the words "We Plant," Hamilton Lake, and eggs in a basket. And I think the reason why is it's the same font. The letters stand out, but the rest kind of really did not stand out that much. And again, I if you look at my channel, you'll see that I struggled with thumbnails for a long time, and it wasn't until I started engaging with people like Papa Drew and Aron, and I started going, okay, I want to take some time to beef up my thumbnails. And so I've started doing that with the same colors, the same, and the positioning similar to what they've talked about, where whatever the thumbnail picture or photo captures is front and center, and then the wording is either on the top third or the lower third. But I did also find out if you go on the lower third, you're running into that banner, that YouTube banner down there, which could be a problem, the timestamp. Or I did it with the right third or the left third with my picture in the center, all with the same colors and same font on the words. And I kind of like that better now, because when I look at my page or I see my thumbnail pop up, I know it's my thumbnail because it's unique and it's got a consistent branding.
People tend to make thumbnails a lot harder than they have to be, because all you have to have is something that is eye-catching with a simple statement. It doesn't have to be this big blown out thing. My last video that I just put out today was for lights, and all I did was show a picture of the lights, and it says RV lights and product review, and that was it. But what's important is the title of your video, because then that's searchable. If you put too much information, make it too wordy, it's so hard to read. If you can't read it, they're not going to click on it. If they don't understand what you're trying to get across right off the bat, you got to win the click. And that's something that's been used in the YouTube community for a while. Win the click. What's going to win the click is going to be your thumbnail and your title. So those are the 2 most important things that you need to have. Whoops.
I'm going to take that off and talk about that just for a second. So I agree with that. And I think thumbnails are catchy because I know they catch me and they win the click for me sometimes when I see something. I don't like clickbait, and sometimes you can snuff out clickbait. But a title with a face usually gets me to look at it and read it. Sometimes I don't even read them unless that thumbnail catches my attention in some way.
Exactly.
However, I'm doing some testing with different thumbnails and things like that. And so my testing so far is not following that expert advice, but it's early in the testing. I've run a campaign on YouTube and I ran a campaign on Facebook, one with no text, one with just text, no real nice graphic or brand to it. It was just basically text, no box with the branding. And then I did one with my current thumbnail. And in both the Facebook example and the YouTube example, the one with nothing on it did better. But it might have been because that video was just more appealing. It was a shorter video. It was about a dog putting himself in timeout. So the next testing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same exact video, same exact title, and just do different thumbnails and promote it at 3 different times, maybe 3 different Fridays at the same time, and see what kind of results I get on that. So we're giving feedback based on our experience and also some expertise that we've learned across other communities, but it doesn't mean that something that you try won't work if you try it. So definitely be in touch with your analytics as you try thumbnails and titles and things like that.
Exactly.
All right. So go ahead, Aron.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Do you want to look at the playlist real quick before we move away from the Gypsy and the Vanilla Gorilla?
Sure, real quick.
All right, let's do that.
live streams, Christmas tree vlogs, restaurant reviews. Yeah, again, I don't see anything about eBay on there. And if that's going to be part of your selling point, I would definitely expand on that. I think you could probably go even more in depth with some of your playlists. Plus, you can also add descriptions to your playlist, so it breaks it down exactly what specifically you're talking about inside each playlist and what you're trying to get people to watch. So hopefully that helped you out a little bit there, Gypsies.
Yeah, and you can also, once you have good playlists, good descriptions on those playlists, and you're happy with those playlists, you can pull them into this page. So your videos has different sections that you can change in your channel settings. You can go in there and set up different sections. So you can have your uploads if you want to first, and then you could have, maybe even your eBay or maybe about you
Brad,
playlist. Yep.
That's in the home, on the home screen, what you're
It
talking
is.
about. Yes.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Yep. But you can have more sections here. So you just got the uploads. You can put some of those playlists down here as well.
And one of the things that I recommended for the
one
homepage is doing your most popular videos on top. And the reason being is because that gives you, people go there and go, I wonder what this is about. That's one of his top videos. Boom. And then that engages them right off the bat. And then underneath that would be your most recent uploads. Brett, do me a favor and switch over to mine so I can actually show them some of the stuff that I've done.
Going there now. Feel free to check on some of the comments while I'm doing this.
Yep. Thanks, Amy. I'm glad this is helping out people. That's what it's all about, is trying to help our community to grow. The bigger we become as a whole, the better off we are as a group. If one person's struggling, then we're all struggling. So that's why we're trying to help people out with this.
Well, let me share yours, Aron. There we go. Boom.
I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but
nope, sometimes visual examples are helpful.
See, with mine, right off the bat, you already know that it's RV tips, tricks, DIY projects, and much more. You don't have to guess as to what it is. My logo is up in the corner, which is the little dog. And like Brad has said repeatedly, that pets seem to attract people a little bit more. So that's why I use my pet. And then I offset it with the dog print in the corner. And like I was saying before, click here to subscribe. It goes, that's it. It keeps people engaged on the platform, and that's what YouTube wants. That's what builds their revenue. The more advertising that they get in front of people, the more money that you're going to make, the more money they make, and they're much happier with it overall. And if you go over to my about page, it talks about what we're trying to do: DIY selections, projects, tips, tricks, other related stuff. I mean, product reviews is all right there. It gives a basic synopsis of what we're doing, and even tells us about the adventure that we started and when we hit the road. All that fun stuff is already there. You go over to the videos real quick. Those are my thumbnails. I mean, I try to make it as simple and easy. The easy way to install it and replace LED lights. I mean, it's just simple. It's engaging. I plan on doing a tutorial on thumbnails so that I can get that out so we can show people how to do those in the easy, simple way without having to use Photoshop. I personally do use it, but I mean, it's just making them crisp, clean, and engaging.
We touched on that a little bit in a couple of the earlier Lunch and Learns on a couple of the programs you can use, like Snappa, that can help you set up a theme for your thumbnails. All right, so we've got time for one more review. Castle Hives is up next. Let me pull up Castle Hives.
Just don't get stung.
That's right. All right.
Well, it's pretty evident what his is all about. I mean, he's a beekeeper. You can see that. Again, I'm not real big on that logo in the corner, but that's something you could work on. I think it would be really cool to have an actual bee and then put like keep beekeeper or something like that in there.
Yeah, maybe moving the logo that's here in the middle, that's maybe to the side, and then or maybe move it more front and center, and then have some language. I'm not sure what the language would be, but something that's hive or beekeeper specific that maybe would resonate. I mean, it's clear you can tell what it is, but maybe just some kind of catchy.
Just to get in there and put Castle Hives in some bolder text so people know what it's about, beekeeping tips and tricks, or add some more interest into it.
That's actually a pretty good idea. I would put your face in it with a look of "ouch, I got stung."
Yeah,
that kind of stuff gets people to click. I mean, yeah. I sometimes, unless I mean, in this case, you get swarmed sometime, and I'm sure you get stung sometime, so it's not really clickbait. But it does frustrate me sometimes when somebody. I see a lot of this in the RV community. We're done RVing, and you go there, and they're not really done RVing, right? They're making a change, right? They changed out their kitchen sink or something, and now it's changed their RV farm. But it gets people to click on it. That's why they do it. But I like it to be a little bit more genuine. But I don't think there's anything wrong with saying an ouch and showing a face, because as says here, he gets stung plenty.
Or that's an idea for another video, how to some home remedies for bee stings.
There you go.
So that's a good idea. Could you scroll down? Okay, there's the about beekeeping channel has some journey.
This is good.
That looks, yeah, that is engaging. Let's go over to the videos real quick. The words, again, are really hard to read. I know the yellow, but you want it to pop. You want what the video is about to pop. I see queen, do you. Okay.
Yeah, it's blending in with the picture behind it a little bit. Need to do some tweaks on the whatever thumbnail program you use. Maybe some shading or highlighting behind it, shadows that might be able to get it to pop a little bit, or use a brighter color of some type.
Yeah, the gray on white for your live stream, I can't even read that at all on that thumbnail.
Yeah.
And you want it to be able to be read no matter what size it is.
This one's probably the most, has the most contrast.
Yeah. So scroll down a little bit, see if there's another one that really pops out.
Not really. You can see he started putting some changes and putting some words on, and before this was just pictures down here.
Yeah.
But I would say maybe something with this color, but it still could use some pop.
Yeah, like a border around the outside of it that would help you draw. It helps your eye draw into it a little bit better. Or you could put a text box behind it.
That's what I did. I put a box with a basic light color, and then I think it was a dark color with light lettering that made it pop.
Yeah, the more it pops, the more chance of winning that click. So there's some suggestions there. If you want some help with that, don't hesitate to send me an email at threetailsrv@gmail.com. and we can help you with that. I can give you a couple examples or even get you started with one.
All right, Castle Hives, we want to look at their playlists real quick before we wrap.
Yep. And again, like Papa Drew said before, that all category is very, very helpful. The full playlist, spring. So you could break this out about the queen. You could break it out about how to set it, basic setup. Just make sure that you're continually adding new playlists. We should have went to mine. I probably have as many playlists as I have videos. That way people get more engaged and more opportunities to look at the different videos that are out there.
Yeah, I'll go back to yours real quick. And then we'll wrap. If there's anybody else that wants a channel review, either on Sundays, on Papa Drew's, or on our next live, go ahead and say that before we log off today. Right now, I've got Full Time Dream, Runaway, RV Nesters, and B&D Crafts that are all interested. And if you make some changes, those that we reviewed today, if you make some changes, let's come back on and look at them again. And I'd like to get your feedback on what kind of impact it's had. If you notice a change in views on your videos or watch time. All right, playlists. Is that where we're going, Aron?
Yeah, I have tons of them. And there's the all, because I took Papa Drew's advice and I started adding. I had to go back through all my videos and do that. But is that all of them? I think there's more. I mean, I make playlists for everything. Another recommendation is that even if you don't have content that is in there, I've got one for a solar build that I've taken what I thought were the best videos on how to build a solar system for an RV, and I put them in there. And as I create videos for building a solar system, I will slowly weed theirs out and put mine in. The idea is to get views, to get people on your channel, to see your stuff that's going on.
Good stuff, Aron. All right, so that brings us really to the end today. I've got a hard stop. I've got another meeting I got to go to here in just a few minutes. We appreciate everybody coming in. We don't have the next session for this schedule, but Papa Drew's just put in the link here that he's got a secondary channel, RVers Live. That's the channel where he does the channel reviews that'll be on Sunday. And actually, Aron, you're going to be on this Sunday, right, with them?
Well, I've been requested. I don't know. Papa Drew, I don't want to do this for 7 hours. But yeah, I will definitely be there to help out with that. I think there's going to be a couple other people there that are going to help with. That way you get more than one point of view on what you can do with your YouTube channel. Again, it's about helping the community so that we can grow bigger and better together. And that way we have more influence with other people that want to join our community and give them ideas on how to work with their YouTube channels. If you like this video, make sure you give a thumbs up to this video so that we know that this is something that you want to continue to keep doing. Let us know in the comment section if you're watching the replay of this, if it helps. Share your stories. You can do it on either one of my Facebook group or Brad's, and Papa Drew's got one too, where you can talk about your success stories with things that you've implemented from this video and how it had helped you or how it helped you positively. And if you have a negative experience with it, then go ahead and put those on there too.
Send it to Papa Drew.
Yeah. Anything that'll help us out. I don't know, because Papa Drew might be eating cake by himself again.
That's what he always says, though, when we're on his channel and things are getting a little bit over the line. He's like, hate mail, send it to Pause and Effect. So I had to get him back. Well,
that's fine, too. What Papa Drew and we actually go more into the analytics and drive a lot more information to you. I think the last live stream that we actually did a test run on this I think we overwhelmed a lot of people with the amount of information that we were putting out. But if you take bits and pieces of what we're talking about and implement them slowly, it will definitely impact how your YouTube is being seen and help you to get better performance out of your YouTube channel.
That's true. Okay, so just in the last couple minutes here, all of the stuff that Aron just said, if you have any questions about that, that's great. The other thing that's top of mind for us right now is getting back out on the road. And we've got a couple of meetups later this year that we've got going on. One, we're going to go, Pause and Effect, are going to go visit Aron in August. If anybody else is interested in details on that, you can let us know. That's going to be towards the end of August this year up in Amana, Iowa. And then we've got another one later in the year in October in Mount Airy, North Carolina at Mayberry Campground. So if you want any information on any of those, just let us know. If you're aware of any meetups, I'd like to hear about them as well, because we'd like to share that with our viewers, because people seem to love those meetups. So,
and we're going to make an effort to try and get down to Mayberry. It depends on when the contract runs out here. If we get out of here on time, we will definitely be coming down to Mayberry. I'd love to be able to sit down and, like Brad and I talked beforehand, is to do some collaborations with people, either in live doing it like we're doing it with the lives, or and trying to come up with some video ideas that we can work on right then and there. I might be able to do an intro for him. He can do the video. We can put it on my channel and run it, or vice versa, where he does the intro for it, and we collaborate by me doing a video and then sharing it on his channel. So it's all about helping each other, guys. That's why we started this to begin with.
All right, folks, I've got to run. I've got a minute to get my next meeting. If you want to go learn some more stuff, go check out Northwood's RV Life. I think he's got a second channel there. I haven't been to his second channel, so my Tuber Guru channel here in just a couple minutes. So thanks, everybody. Aron, I'll talk to you later as well. Thanks for doing the channel reviews.
Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you next time.